in a gritty cell. Supposed to be a mini hell, but compared to drug fiends on the streets, you could say that I'm living well. Never run out a shower gel, with the shower in the cell. The towel will never tell the source of the BO, the reason for the smell. Right before pride was leaving, it fell. Story time is where going against the grain gets glorified. This one's about psychological warfare. Neural walls have been fortified. Put in work with the naughty guys. Did dirt and broke the law at least 40 times. Questioned by the late force, I told porcupines. My criminal record will leave an employer mortified. It's okay, I got syndicates, companies, house and educational certificates. This is lyrical aristocracy, eloquent, infinite and intricate. Enigma, Mr. Electric, General Franco S. Warrior, never left it. Had to switch it up numerous times. Never stopped the rhymes, they're lyrically perfected. Foes have been rejected for simply thinking that the flow had been neglected. So a lot of my SIM cards got ejected. Blood side 777's what I rep, dick. I also add the data to the knowledge, then it's back to the lab to decipher what's collected. Enigma, Lord of the Underground, murdering, otherworld sounds been selected. With me on your scene, I elevate your status. With them on the team, it's gonna be later, waste and dangerous. If you twist the money tap, it's a fact they'll snake for the papers. If you don't bring them in, they'll be the futuristic haters. Educated G, the G ain't for gladiator or graduator. Although from low level crime I graduated, sidestepping gladiators with capers. I'm one of the greatest. My boss shaping shifts, creating gifts, here's the latest. I used to put in that work on the curb, the cost I paid it. Did dirt, hour later I look different, you think I shapeshift. Retracted my steps from places that were hosting hidden hatred. I made holy commitments to my wifey when we was naked. Yes, the game I played it, overplayed and underplayed it. Had to contemplate it when I walked free, when we was raided. Yes, I had to fade it. Looking back, we definitely made it to the point it made a movie, so it's time that we played it. The play's still alive, no it's not a short story. Boom, bust, tick, tick, it's all glory. Never forgetting the most high, king of all kings, lord of all lords, and everything ahead and before me. Addressing the traitors, premeditative haters. Who cares about fame? Already been in newspapers. Villainry capers, Enigma and Napiers. Anything's a bonus, traitors, haters, they're all fakers. Blatantly brainless, yes the silver spoon was not silver. Nope, it was stainless. Their lives are aimless, their ambitions limited to their trainers, and they ain't been in prison containers. No judgment, but I must apply the repellent. Ever since we got raided, I've been a particular tenant. Work, rest, play, never break the fundamentals. Every time they're broken, you gotta relearn the lesson. Resit the course when it's complete, receive the blessing. Got the PhD after the master's degree in prisonology, consequence of transgressing. Started with adolescence, sidetracking with slut caressing. For the opposition made an opera. Forget flesh, spirit death's how I got ya. But let's be real, the sinful nature opposes the work of the creator. So I stopped ya with the orchestra. We channeled the temper, that's how the spirit was added to the texture. So greet death to that spirit that you hold when you're bigging up your chest, claiming you're the best cause it's about to depress. Hard for you to impress, hard to find an empress that can really help me de-stress. Sick and tired of de-skets, so into root mess when all I need is sense instead of easy sex. Bagging bonuses from all these bitches in a cheap dress, and the money that they bring's okay, but I need checks, so it's back to the design. Reason, rhyme, and every day is like the weekend. 777, you know the code. If we ain't crossed paths on the roads, it was the dungeons. The United Kingdom gas chambers for being on the wrong side of the junctions. If you don't know me, your people might know my people from functions. But to think I'm still linked with those people is a cloudy assumption. That's what I got for going against the grain. Locked in chains for rising in the game. Had a street name, wasn't in it for the fame. Just out to make gains and maintain. Said I was causing shame for being impatient and blatant. I was just trying to get funds and discover a new nation. I saw weed cocaine, the mind has been enhancing from ancient. And I put ink on a page, my work experience was a bank placement. The penny just dropped. I could have gone pop, instead I was up and down the block. Sent to prison to rot. Some say I'm lost, I just say I'm a self-employed boss, and that's without making a penny. 777 Entertainment's locked. Making records that are hard to kill doesn't take a lot, just heart and skill. I've been hungry but not enough to target tills. That's a long prison sentence, I'm just being real. I got felonies, feel like unplanned misdemeanors. Got no regrets cause it improved my demeanor. On one hand I learnt to be a lot meaner, on the other hand I learnt to be a lot cleaner. Not physically, I'm talking mentally. Reap what's sown, I don't want a fatality. Rest in peace, take the positive energy from the memories to overlook the tragedy. Life's too short to keep breaking the law and getting caught. Every other year appearing in court. Missing opportunities, no time for courting. Managing the spiritual controlled resourcing. Life has changed but it's still not boring. Mr. Electric, I'm content with food and electrics. Not a rich kid, I never had skeletrics. I keep it imperial, not metric. As a kid I watched Wilma and Frederick, Dastardly and Motley, my granddad, he reffed it. And yes, I was paying attention. Fundamentals, I kept it. You better warn a brother that it gets funny. They try and turn you into Bugs Bunny. No way I had the shotgun, but I ain't Elmer Fudd. I make an appearance like Count Daffy Duck, and before the apple goes rotten, switching up the settings into Gotham. Enigma, academic villain. Fundamentals ain't forgotten. Get beaten for the disobedience. Self-discipline's never lenient. Gotta have a sense of humour, laugh now, cry later. Call me a comedian or Mr. Electric. Don't try and reach for my scepter, you get septic. Going against the systems like a death wish. A simile, not similar, it's perpendicular. Get selected, neglected, ejected, can't come back. Get deflected, thought you were elected, that your plan erected. Then you realise your backroom staff had defected. The word to describe their feelings, dejected for failing to see what they're pested, or what the horseman in red did. Your master plan, you wrecked it. I got it down to the science. I know I'm not forming a new alliance or being subject to compliance, because I got the technical appliance. Don't know how else to tell it. God modes, flowing psychedelic. Murdin', show you how to spell it. First you gotta travel, then recall the relic. When you find it, you're gonna wanna sell it. After you do that, go and see the medic. Don't overlook the pellet. Every unit counts and they still won't get it. They still won't get it, I said. Don't overlook the pellet. Every unit counts and they still won't get it. It's elementary. On the block with the rock sedimentary. Camouflaging from the cops in the territory. Fiends OD, no funds for the cemetery. Sounds like cremation, burnt the devastation. No comment statements in the police station. PCSO wants to change the occupation. Head about to go from reading the book of Revelation. Demon possession, some call it psychosis. Futuristic prognosis will tell you no spliffs. Psychoactive energy, mana G hosting. 777, no need for promoting. LTD, respect the hierarchy. Rest, play and host the after party. Before the situation gets gangster, I suggest compensation as the answer. We don't need escalated anger. It's a quick fix courtesy of the banker. Payable to 777 director, aka the mayor, not the shadow chancellor. If not, you won't witness the eruption before your brain sizzles off the magma. About to get gangster, I suggest compensation is the answer. We don't need no escalated anger. It's a quick fix courtesy of the banker. Oh no, he didn't just do it. Did it, case acquitted. No need to look in the face and admit it. Dead it, that was the final edit. Now it's back to the direct debit. Ain't nobody else taking the credit. Leave the problem at the top and behead it. Bottle the medicine and neck it. Now back to the algebra equations. Ain't stopped doing the calculations. There's a lot of numerical fabrications. Time to unravel the revelation. Better put your accountant on probation and start thinking about a second occupation. It's got nothing to do with inflation. Definitely too late for reservations. Your backroom staff, they hid the complications and made you think you was heading for levitations. You should have spent more time in education instead of having expensive celebrations. So before the situation gets gangster, I suggest compensation as the answer. We don't need no escalated anger. It's a quick fix courtesy of the banker, payable to 777 director, aka the mayor, not the shadow chancellor. When it's about to get gangster, my advice is make friends with the banker. Actions speak loud. You're a ranter, the reason for the escalated anger. You get rich, schemes got cancer. Smells like it was made by a chancer. Didn't make reservations for enjoyment. Spent all the profit on a dancer. No, I don't need to bounce back. Don't need no one to vouch that. I don't want nothing, not even an ounce pack. You do the road thing, I'll do the soundtrack. No, I don't need to bounce back. Don't need no one to vouch that. I don't want nothing, not even an ounce pack. You do the road thing, I'll do the soundtrack. No, I don't need to bounce back. Don't need no one to vouch that. I don't want nothing, not even an ounce pack. You do the road thing, I'll do the soundtrack. Way too snaky, ain't doing it even if you paid me. Some would say I'm crazy for not knowing why I did the 180 right before the 360. I went in so deep I got sickly. And now it ain't about the cash. My algorithms get you woman sitting on my lap. They don't know about trap. I ain't talking about the drug game, there's another fact. Started from way back, so far back it'll take you off track. They say live long and prosper, but what they mean is die in dearth. If you don't do what they say, they'll want you to lie in the earth. I'd rather get me a hot nurse than to be so desperate to steal out a purse. And I've been back and forth from prison. It's coming like chorus and verse. So no, I don't need to bounce back. Don't need no one to vouch that. I don't want nothing, not even an ounce pack. You do the road thing, I'll do the soundtrack. I made a brilliant exit. They thought it would be sweet, I left them sour like lemsip. Left them in a cloud of uncertainty, something like Brexit. Gotta do it like an MP, can't get a straight yes or no off me. If you ask if I'm done with the streets, I'll say without it, I'm empty. I'm in the BG, aka the Outback. Did my cash flow forecast, so I don't need to count that. Already been in that sticky setting to the point where certain peeps won't give me the shout back. No, I'm not that hungry. 13 years majority H&P, that's ugly. If days in prisons were pounds, I nearly made $3 grand. So my way of giving back can't corrupt me. No, I don't need to bounce back. Don't need no one to vouch that. I don't want nothing, not even an ounce pack. You do the road thing, I'll do the soundtrack. Just had a premonition that it's not gonna end good. So I'm making preservations, cause I ain't feeling no love. And no, I'm not crazy. The message came from above. Time to be cunning like a snake and innocent like a dove. Just had a premonition that it's not gonna end good. So I'm making preservations, cause I ain't feeling no love. And no, I'm not crazy. The message came from above. Time to be cunning like a snake and innocent like a dove. Person of interest, 777 Entertainment's the inquest. Stepping on insects, can't phone tap to know what I inject or what I invest. Never mind, receive this one ingest. Not selfish, but it's time to give less. Why? Cause they took the piss test. So I had to go and get it like go, stand up tall, nothing like Quasimodo. Thought I was fictional, nothing like Frodo. 777 is something like a dojo. Advance to the promo in slow-mo, LTD. And I got the logo, about to make a buzz in Togo. Crime didn't pay when I posed as a hobo. Just had a premonition that it's not gonna end good. So I'm making preservations, cause I ain't feeling no love. The source for the inspiration was brilliant. Only way to show appreciation is with vigilance. Don't misconceive the context of the militant. Starts with the words, so be penitent, not hesitant. Forget about cash, the forecast is past $1 million. And I did the math like a qualified civilian. Counteracted, I acted, adapted. Right before they played the blame game, I retracted. Thought I was passive, brain waves were active. Clocked the ass of the gap in the economy and smacked it. Nigma went back to basics, scrapped it. What's the point in doing it when I just cracked it? I know, riddle the streets with incomplete, turning listeners to captives. That's a 1-4-7 no backspin section, the chorus. I think it's relapsing. Just had a premonition that it's not gonna end good. So I'm making preservations, cause I ain't feeling no love. And no, I'm not crazy. The message come from above. Time to be cunning like a snake and innocent like a dove. Violence is not necessary. I rechannel the energy and levy. The level of success was heavy to the point. Got someone pouring the bevy. Violence is not necessary. I rechannel the energy and levy. The level of success was heavy to the point. Got someone pouring the bevy. Premeditated chaos creators are trying to be in cahoots with legislators. They can't win with the current stipulations. So what they think's next when they're not into migration? The feeling that they aim to produce is iration. In uncertain times I remain at my station. Others make hasty decisions but I'm patient. If I don't, I'll end up as a mental patient. Not phased when I'm throwing up sevens. Hitting splitting seconds with my metaphoric weapons manifesting. Best believe instead of guessing. Can't lock the scope on, man I sidestepping. Man I digressing, man I time checking. Run it like pep, man I high pressing. No point testing, man I investing. Got all the belts and man ain't resting. Man I ain't boasting, man I ain't bragging. Man I ain't coasting, man I ain't dragging. Man a man's focused, man has been planning. Man I producing, man I ain't slacking. From day one if you ask, man I backing. No time for that now, man I ain't acting. Man I adapting, man I contracting. Man I on point so someone's collapsing. Wake up, sell drugs, text ping bell fucks. Get guns, load slugs, stick 'em up, make some, spend some, save some. Graph hard waste and OG flow, they've forgotten how to make 'em. Wake up, sell drugs, text ping bell fucks. Get guns, load slugs, stick 'em up, make some, spend some, save some. Graph hard waste man, OG flow, they've forgotten how to make 'em. I hit up my connect, need an ounce of coke, half ounce of B, 5 ounce of diesel, and 300 E's, and a quarter of a key of the sticky icky cheese. Can someone find me a Grebo? I got diesel and I need to see an emo. Gotta get the reload, I always got food for sale, I never freeload. So don't take me for a puppy, I got top notch connections and no I'm not lucky. I ain't even thinking about going to where it's sunny, cause I'm still trying to find a wife with tight pussy. Had him thinking, how could he? Backhand the bitch, she was messing up the money, trying to take it from me. I woke her up, I didn't kick her in the tummy, I kicked her in the ass, then I kicked her out the gaff. She said she had the cash, so I brought her right back. Gotta get the reload for party people. Know a fact to sell fire check to freeholds. Selling to these suckers, their siblings and parents. Switch on the phone and it's meet the clockers. And I got the link for the snow and the dope. Go ask my big cuzzy. You wanna know about Storybook G's? Go ask my big cuzzy. TF7, hell to heaven to hell. Go ask my big cuzzy. Man, I'm 5 foot something, he's 6 foot something. Yeah, that's my big cuzzy. Yeah, you know the one that stood up to the bully. That's my big cuzzy. They say, why would he? How could he? Yeah, that's my big cuzzy. When I was on a mad one, out of control in a HMP, had to tell the related G. Blame my big cuzzy. Role model was way too gully. Go ask my big cuzzy at the Red House. They wanted tick. I said, ask my big cuzzy. Pub ting, not sure if I should rock the hoodie. I asked my big cuzzy. Oh no, nothing about the drama. Go ask my big cuzzy. Gotta get the reload. Ask my big cuzzy. I will never freeload. Just ask my big cuzzy. And I know that he don't know. I still say ask my big cuzzy. No more said. Just ask my big cuzzy. The way I sold the green was sickly. Half ounce of the creme is what he tipped me. This chick wanted a Q, so I got the scales quickly. I sold her the Q for £37.50. She was a girlfriend when I was a pitney. Years later I got her asking, can I have a tip please? Her breath probably smelling a dick cheese, but she's a pretty chick, wants the peng and she picked me. Got another call for a Q, I quote 50. Now I'm short on the reload, that's history. Phone up for a Q, he said 60. Fuck it, I'll just pop it cause my flow's like a frisbee. I got approximately 47 sales. Do I send the morning message was like delivering mail. So I relied on my line and I never failed. Shot in the street, robbing was how the ship sailed. Less for the robbery, more for the honorary. Did the cash forecast in prison, call it scholarly. Before prison, the weed sold properly. After prison it was self-made monopoly. Back to the green, I sold 2 for 15. That's 2.07s of the cheese, you know what I mean? And this was years before I sold whites and bees. Built the line, it made at least 100 bleeps a week. And that was just the solo edition. Friends with the rivals, so that's healthy competition. If the phone went dead, I went fishing. Waiting on the reload, I'm spliffing. Started with a happy slap. The woman was in the garden, threw the water bomb and ran. I know I didn't do knock door run. Guns and robbery got me in the can. If you took a talk in the spliff, you say damn. In 09 Facebook made the line bang. I gave him 0.6 and told them it's a gram. Man had the creme, it was fluffy and dank. Can't forget the bank scam. I went from minus £48 to under 5 grand. Them times there was only 8E. Then I went to Jamaica, came back and talked more green in blunts. No cigarette, just potent skunk. I had a few mothers calling me a hunk. I was in and out of prison, still loving life, repenting to God for the wrongs that I'd done. And when it weren't serious, it was a load of fun. Red TV, Gizmo, Saga, sticking cats get on with antifreeze in the water pistol. Can't forget the fire starter. Back to the slum, giving girl names like Ariana Grande. Had the Kardashian, you know they love to party. We got the Dizzle and we got the Class A. Them other man got no game, corny like Rico Suave. Got the party chicks and the crap chicks flocking. Prison or death's the only way it's stopping. With the fork with the many black agents. We got the shades on, every couple weeks we're copping. It's okay, we don't care who's cropping. And we don't care who's shotting. We ain't worth robbing. When you see man, it ain't Batman or Robin. Napier, Nigma, original trouble ain't stopping. Original trouble ain't stopping. We don't care who's shotting. We ain't worth robbing. Original trouble ain't stopping. Before the first crime, no things weren't fine. Had to align the greatest design. Started with the line, learnt the hand signs. Got the product, it was time to grind. Things weren't working, too much flirting. I didn't have a 9 to 5. So I moved fast and completed the task when it was time to shine. And if I'm asked to shed a little light, I really don't mind. Because when the right person asks the right questions, I really don't lie. People will say they believe what they see, and that I really don't ride. All I gotta say is I don't leave a witness. Now back to the blood side. TCVID on the left, contraband on the right. Can't forget the mobile phone, that's the link to a life of crime. And they thought I couldn't do it, feels like I've done a life of time. to go legit, so I'm leaving that life in the rhymes. I used to go get it. Gotta get the reload, that's the code. Don't forget it, bro. Pass bomb, stay low, because no one won't accept it. My excuse, I'm ill, I'm not a skeptic. Definitely made a profit before the exit. Not a skeptic. Definitely made a profit before the exit. I used to start with a street robbery, phone cash jewels, then I legged it. Then I cashed in on the sin, no choice to get it in. The movements were hectic, and I broke bread too. When I said that I went selfish, I meant it. I was putting in work on the regs. Some lies said I had kegs, I don't tempt it. If I never had friends and female acquaintances, I would have played it shellfish. Instead I went prison, then I got released. Got hooked to a chick by the pelvis. Too busy all up in a coccyx. The older ones, they got a lot of tricks. And when I got burnt, God knows I did well the way I held it. News report, man got chinooked. Destruction dealt it. Yeah. Roll to the yard with an ounce of green. Selling 2 gram minimum out to bud fiends. That's 14 sales, then count the P. Put the profit to the side, reload up the street. Next you gotta purchase the white and the B, because the cash rates high like Lloyd's TSB. Estimate that in a week you would've made a G. From starting on 3.5 of each. Need to improve the rotor. Copper cube a coat, a straight flake. £50 half deals, £100 a gram. No car foot soldier with a toaster, medal with the hustle, grip the weapon and I smoke it. I fuck a boy band poster and being a poser. Post up, tell the punters your yayo's colder. Get a run of the lines, fire feds due to act bolder. If you're reloading within 24 hours, just say it's over. Be out to make a nice deal, don't eat square meals. Don't compromise and move hot, fuck our square feels.